Today we'll be joining Chef Kenny Tang, Chef Shirley Chang, and Chef Martin Yen as they delve into the growing impact of Asian cuisine on American culinary culture through education, media, leadership, and innovation. Feel free to ask questions using the Q&A function at any time. Let's get started by sharing where you're tuning in from in the chat. I'm Chris Tanner, ACF Executive Director, and I'm excited for you all to be here with us. Let's meet today's presenters. Our first presenter, Chef Kenny Tang, is a Chinese-American entrepreneur and culinary innovator whose career bridges fine cuisine, business leadership, and culinary diplomacy. He founded TK Oriental Fine Food in Miami, providing custom gourmet cuisine to elite venues and dignitaries, including 3 U.S. presidents and President Xi Jinping. Appointed by the ACF National Board, Chef Tang leads the Asian Chef Alliance to advance the integration of Asian cuisines across North America. Beyond the kitchen, he's also the owner of North American Economic Herald, using media to amplify cultural exchange. His broader vision includes launching a culinary arts institute to nurture the next generation of culinary talent. Our second presenter, Chef Shirley Chang, is an accomplished and highly respected figure in the field of culinary arts. From 1990 to 2022, she taught at the Culinary Institute of America. Her expertise focused on Asian cuisines, including Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese, Thai, and Indian. She also specialized in the 4 major regional Chinese styles: Sichuan. Oh gosh, Chef, you're going to have to help me with the next one. Guangzhou,
Guangzhou, yeah, Guangzhou.
Shanghai, and Beijing. Chef Chang,
Perfect.
for her ability, thank you very much, Chef. Thank you. Known for her ability to develop rich, in-depth curriculum to define each culinary tradition. That also shows one of the regions I don't know about, so I need to learn something for you, Chef. Our final presenter, Chef Martin Yen, is a legendary figure in the culinary world, celebrated for his enduring influence on global Chinese cuisine. He gained international fame through his iconic television program, Yen Can Cook, which introduced millions to Chinese cooking with warmth, humor, and authenticity. With a career spanning over 4 decades, Chef Yen has authored more than 30 cookbooks and received multiple James Beard Awards. His mission has always been to make Chinese food approachable while honoring its deep cultural roots. Beyond television, he has served as a culinary ambassador, bridging East and West through food. Chef Yen's contributions have left a lasting impact on both professional chefs and home cooks around the world. At this time, I'd like to pass it up to Chef Tang. Take it away, Chef.
My name is Kenny Tang. I'm very happy to be here with all of you today. I work with many great Asian chefs around the country, and our group ACA is all about helping Asian chefs, Asian food, shine in America. Today we're going to hear from 2 amazing chefs, Chef Sherry Chang and Chef Martin. Chef Chris already gave the brief introductions of them, and then I will leave the rest to their introductions, to their speech. I want to share with you about the ACA. We are very excited to have the organizations like these to be able to form, and then we are very thankful to have the ACA, the ACF opened the door specific for Asian chefs, right? Our goal is to bring the Asian chefs together across the country. We want to share our culture and the food with the United US, right? And then to support the professionals to growth and then all recognize for the Asian chef. So also to help the Asian flavor to be part of the mainstream American culinary world. So far as of now, and so just a big thing for us is to share with you or introduce our presidential branch on the July 30th, and then that
31st.
is the big achievements for the ACA that we are able to unite like over 30 of the ACF chef, Asian chefs around the country, and then we also able to find four very known, well-known restaurants in the local area that can affiliate with us. On that day, you will see the four major type of the Chinese food, which is including Szechuan, Cantonese, and Mandarin, and as well as the Shanghai province, right? So the whole branch will be Asian food, Chinese food for this particular time. And then when you'll be able to see the Peking duck, you'll be see the xiaolongbao, which is soup dumplings, all those popular items. So my job here, or my goal here, is to share with all the chefs who's attending, and then we will love to. We're looking forward to see you on the July 30th. Um, Other than that, I would like to turn the floor to Chef Sherry Chen.
Since the last year, I come to a ACF annual meeting and get a reward for the culinary educator. I appreciate that. And the important thing is, I think ACF opened a door for all the Asian chefs in the US. So this is one, since last year we've been working on this kind of like a ACF chapter. So today, here, I will share something past not very long, 32 years, I was teaching Asian cuisine at the Culinary Institute of America. I'm going to share my PowerPoint here to you. So you will see, 1 second, share. So innovations in Asian cuisine, legacy of taste. Okay. Share you 3 aspects for my past years. What changes I've witnessed over the past 3 decades, and how Asian flavors has integrated into the American dining culture, and how we can preserve the tradition while encouraging innovation. You can see my first slides picture there. Something you don't see very often, the young baby ginger and the chilies and the spices there. So in early time, when I first teaching in the Culinary Institute of America, that's the 1990s, okay? Asian food is just stay on the very simple fried rice, spring rolls. On this picture, you can see I graduated from Johnson & Wales 1990. You can see our chef Martin Yes right there. I was assistant to help him to do the a banquet. And also you see my early young students there. They are already famous chef right now. You will see later, okay, in my slides there. But over the decades, as the immigration, increased in this country, cultural awareness grew. Asian food started to earn deep respect. Diners become curious, not just the flavors, but also know authentic and original. Originally, when I first come in 1980s, Chinese food, Asian food, especially Chinese, I'm talking about Chinese food. People knows from Canton because immigration most are from Canton. But after many years, the immigration come from this country, from other region. It's very different. Sichuan, Guangzhou, and Shanghai, this area, the food you can see different. In this picture, I have fermented steamed fish with black bean sauce and mala tang and dumplings, mapo tofu. They become more popular. So that's increase the culture, the immigration population increase culture increase and people awareness. So at the same time, younger American chefs began to explore Asian techniques, stir frying, steam, fermentation, knife skill, mix them into the Western format, give a rise of Asian fusion, Pan-Asian, and many modern interpretation. Let me share you some small example. Years ago, I teach my student Asian sauces, of course, right? But I noticed one thing, I go to a restaurant, we had a restaurant visitation, locally American style, right? I noticed one thing, American cuisine use a lot of mayonnaise. So a lot of mayonnaise, salad or appetizer. So I come back and tell my student, you have to use whatever I teach you, Asian sauce, Asian ingredients, seasonings, combine, create a new things, flavor come out. So they have now, some of my students have become a very, executive chef. Some are making the Asian mayonnaise to serve their restaurants. This kind of like a beautiful expression of a creative, rooted Asian methods. And the biggest shift I notice is the growing respect of Asian cuisine as a serious culinary arts, not just takeout food. This picture I show you, I've been invited, the Harvard University, Boston University, and many other university to teach their executive chef for their dining service and show them authentic Asian food, what it is. It's not just, fried rice or spring roll. So it's a very welcome the program, and they invited me come back like twice and more. So this is the one I'm already, to teaching the mainstream there. And many of my former students have become executive chef or restaurant owners, team book authors. You probably know this picture, the one Michael over there. He come to my class. I never know he's an author. He just like a regular students. And I teach, I require everything as exactly the same thing like other students. After 2 years, he get the diploma, graduate from CIA. He's a professional writer. His book, even me love his book, very nice. And this one, the middle one, Rene there, yeah, many years. He is went to army and very disciplined, working very hard, very bright, early, and he working so hard. And even today, I working with him on this picture. I still say, you are the president of ACF. Why you still wash dishes? He said, chef, this is me, how I work in there. You taught us the class. And so on the top there, I went to the restaurant, very dark restaurant in early 5 o'clock afternoon. And just for the simple dinner, I was finishing my teaching class in Harvard. And I walk in the restaurant, the bartender just say, hi, chef. Chef Chen, what are you doing here? I said, ooh, who are you? What are you doing here? So found out they are my former students. And he said, oh, there's 2 more working in the kitchen too. So they are very happy see me there. And there's another 2 gentlemen on the bottom corner there. They are one is the director of food science in Cornell University. Another one, Michael, is a expert in the sensor. All PhDs, but they graduate from Asian cuisine. So I'm very happy to see this influence the professor's perspective in 30 years. You can see 30 years, like I'm working in the garden, and now the seeds started growing up. On the top right the picture you see is executive chef, restaurant owner in China. He graduated 2018 from CIA, and he went back to China and searched every provinces, found the best place in Yunnan province, opened a restaurant. and cook a beautiful food, and not just the Asian food, but obviously American food, very popular. I'm very proud of these students just graduated there. So after pandemic, and I noticed also I saw a shift of how people define the comfort food. There was a renewed appreciation for warm, handmade, humble dishes such as dumplings, noodles, or soups, which is core for Asian cuisine, traditional. So we also have more and more American chefs traveling. So traveling to the Asian countries. 1 second, let me see there. Here. I brought so many chefs went to China for 3 weeks, and we have a cooking class in the local culinary school. We went to the local market to see what's ingredients people use there. And when we went to the restaurants, we went to rice liquor manufacturer to see how they produce how the food get on the table. So more and more American chefs traveling to Asia, learn from local masters about the fermentation, the broths, the woks, the rice, and the culture. So you can see this new trendy there. And one question I always hear this, people say, how do I innovation the soul of Asian food, Asian cuisine? I always return them 3 guiding ideas. Innovation, okay, without losing identity. First one, flavor is a bridge, culture is a root. You need to understand the flavors and the culture. You just add in some soy sauce, pour some soy sauce in the food, that's not the Asian food. And we need to understand why and how the ingredients are used to make Asian food. We need to understand each Asian food, what's the seasoning ingredients used in there. On the top right, it's my students created so many wonderful sauces. Just under my eyes, I say, no copies, no internet search, just whatever in your mind, make new. This has become to a part of my students' favorite day for that. And secondly, tradition is not a restriction. It is a living foundation. It can evolve, adapt, and express a new form without losing its essence. So tradition is there, but not just that. And another thing very important, I feel like education is the key. The best innovation comes from knowledge, of course, we all know that, and respect too. I tell my students, don't be afraid to create. An authentic innovation is not just copy. That's a big, big difference. It's not just copy. You have to understand, you have to think. So education, that's the key I'm offer here for everybody. I've been teaching 32 years at the CIA, Culinary Institute of America. Now I'm free, I'm teaching the ACF. I'm very happy and proud to open all my experience and knowledge. Hopefully I can give contribution to everybody here, there. And another thing is the future of Asian cuisine American is incredibly bright. We are living in the era where diversity is no longer option, but it's expected. And Asian flavor are the center of the transformation. I hope we see more and more Asian position, more Asian flavor in the fine dining, and a new generation of the chefs using the food to tell their identity story. So this is a picture here. We are developing ACA, which is under the ACF, is Asian chefs, new members for the ACF. And the last one I want to see, food is the most beautiful way to connect the people. We all agree. And it's as an educator, I have always believed that teaching cuisine is also teaching the understanding of a culture. I hope you all agree with me. This is a picture. I just come back from China, went to the local market. You see the vegetables, how important they play the role in the culinary culture there. Thank you so much. I really appreciated that.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
So we're gonna have Chef Martin Yan to take the floor.
First of all, I appreciate to have the opportunity, and I also thank Shirley, Professor Shirley Chang, put my picture alongside with you and some of the distinguished student and chef. Anyway, I enjoy the opportunity working with both Kenny and Shirley for many years. I remember I used to go to Jai to do a commencement speech, and after that, I did a cooking presentation. And Shirley is always very helpful, very instrumental to back me up, and we share the same vision. We are culinary and cultural ambassadors. All of us are. There's like Shirley mentioned towards the end, food connects people. It's the best galvanizer, the best icebreaker. When you sit down, and that's why in the Chinese dining room, traditionally as a round table, everybody can talk to each other. I never enjoyed long table dinner setup. Always like round table. This way, everybody can look at each other. Everybody's equal. Everybody can. There's no such thing as a head chair. The guest of honor. Round table. Everybody is equal. And as I mentioned, towards the end, Shirley also mentioned, we are also not only an artist, a professional, not only as an artist, but also we are also magicians. We create. That's why I encourage chefs and students and our colleagues to be creative. It doesn't matter how you create, as long as you maintain the root, the identity, the spirit of a cuisine. Like for Chinese cuisine, everybody know it's all about temperature and time control. When you have an oven, you can set aside the time, you set aside the temperature. That is artificial control. But you do Chinese restaurant, when you do wok cooking, there's no timing that you can control. There's no temperature you can control. It's all by experience, by trial and error. How many way you toss the wok, how tall you toss the wok, and how you lift the wok up while you're adding other things. So all of these about the spirit of a cuisine. As long as we maintain this type of spirit, it doesn't matter how creative you are. It doesn't matter how you create new sources. In fact, if you study cuisine and history and anthropology, a lot of the ingredients that we widely use in China are from the West, through the spice route, the Silk Road, and also Marco Polo, and the Chinese silk, travel to the silk from Suzhou, travel to the West, and then the spices from Turkey, from Middle East, from South America, to like eggplant, tomato, watercress, snow pea. They're all from the West. And now it become a very important part of the traditional Chinese ingredient in any menu, in most of the menu. One of the most famous is yuxiang qiezi. It's a braised eggplant with chili garlic sauce, which is one of my favorite dish. And you can serve over rice, noodle, spaghetti, anything. It is one of the most classic, famous dish from Sichuan cuisine. So now, Kenny touched on, as a professional, as an Asian professional, how he connect with all the other professional chef and restaurants and hotels, and how he take advantage of those to promote an integrated Asian culture, Asian cuisine into his other enterprises and activities and work. And Shirley, on the other side, is a great educator. You know, I must say that you are one of the best cuisine around the world. And I truly respect the opportunity that I have an opportunity to work with you. And thanks again. And as somebody on television from a first generation of television on PBS, I would like to look at share with you on a total different perspective. In today's world, is AI, is internet, everything is connected with each other worldwide. So I want to share with you since the pandemic. I don't want to go way back because since 1978 on PBS, we have been around for 40, this will be a 48 years on television. A little bit longer than Shirley's 35 or 32 or 35 years. Because as I always mention to people, I am older than your grandparent, okay? So I want to share with you on a different perspective as a chef professional. Shirley and Kenny, they're not only chef, but they're also educator. But in a true sense, I'm also educator. It's just that my market is much, much larger. It's a worldwide market. I just want to spend a few minutes to share with you during the pandemic, on the onset of the pandemic, what I have done in the past few years. When most people slow down or close the door for the restaurant or move on to other professional, I stick with it. Just like Chris, just like Kenny, just like Shirley. We never forget our root. We were trained as a chef. We want to be a chef. We want to chef and food. Food is about sharing. Okay. So I want to share with you this. How important it is media, social media in general, how important it is in any business, particularly in the hospitality business, because we're facing a lot of people. We're serving food to lots of people. And no matter how good it is, how hard you try, you never can please all the people all the time, right? So I want to share with you just in the past 4 or 5 years since the pandemic. During the onset of the pandemic, I worked with Betty of Chinese Restaurant News and Chef Tony Wu from Chicago. And we come up with this. We walk together. You see, we walk together, meals of love for frontline heroes. And then we have a few people. We actually, we call Yan Can Cook for You. We actually have Chinese version too, because we round up about over 110 different restaurants all over the US to provide meals for the frontline hero. And each of these restaurants provide 75 to 100 meals every week to either the hospitals, police department. And you see, this is what we have. Work with Tony and me and our chef Chu from the West Coast. So we has the responsibility to give back to the community. This is one of the way to do it. But by doing that, a lot of the local people, the general public, would respect Asian chef, Asian restaurants. It's not just Chinese restaurant. We have Vietnamese restaurant, Japanese restaurant. So this is the best form of public relation. This is a best form of goodwill that we can share with everybody. So throughout my career, being on television, I have the opportunity to travel all over. So everywhere I go, I always remind myself, just like Shirley, just like Kenny, we are cultural ambassador. We connect the people. We bring a culture through cuisine. We introduce culture, not only Chinese culture, but other Asian culture. So that's why the Asian culture will travel all over the world. And then throughout the year, we do a lot of personal appearance in different events, charity events, street festival, with thousands and thousands of people. And all of these, see this, we host dinner, just like Shirley and Kenny. We host dinner. In fact, not too long ago, I have the great honor of working with Kenny in Florida. We host dinner. We give a little seminar in culinary schools and connect with people, connect with students. Then we also, by doing that, we also do bring in the culture. You see, the Sichuan, the Banlian, the changing face from Sichuan, very famous. In fact, they do not want to teach anybody else outside the province. If you're not Sichuan born, they most likely they would not want to teach you because they want to keep that tradition, cultural heritage intact. So I actually do drums, I do dancing, I do all kind of events. By doing that, I also, you see this, all of these about food and culture. Food is part of the culture. And then we will introduce people. Look at all of these events we do. So by doing that, we connect with people as an ambassador. And then besides doing that, we also do big events like this in all the hotels. Reach about 30, 40, 50 people, but reach hundreds of people. We talk about Lunar New Year, promote Lunar New Year. We do events in things like that. See this? This is the power of media. When you have the media exposure, then you can reach a lot more people and you can connect with people. Talk about culture. All of these events that we do because of social media, because of media. So my whole point is, let us take advantage of today's AI, social media, to bring into our profession, to make sure we reach a lot more people. That's the reason why you don't have to have your own television show. Everybody can be a star today. Chris, you are the star. Shirley, you are the star. Kenny, you are the star. We can all have our own platform, but the most important thing is if we 1 + 1 + 1 is equal to 10. We're much more influential, much more impactful, and that's the reason why. And because of that, with the social media, with our profession, we can reach people that never enjoyed cooking before. I'm quite sure Shirley have educated, inspired a lot of young people. They're lost. They don't know what they want to do. And all of a sudden, they get into the culinary professional because it's so personal. And you can put your brain, you can put your personality into a dish. So all of a sudden, many of these young people, before they get into this, they're lost. They have no idea what they want to do. They they don't see the future. But now a lot of these young people, that's why I'm quite sure Shirley and I and myself and Kenny, when we walk all over the place, when we go to an event, a lot of young people come to us. Want to tell you that because of you, I'm quite sure Shirley and Kenny oftentimes would hear about this, in fact. And because of that, we also do a lot of fundraising. Now, this is a fundraising event for the San Francisco Zoo just recently when I came back from Malaysia. And we raised close to $1 million to welcome the panda from Chengdu, which is where Shirley came from, Chengdu. And we are welcoming. So it's a lot of giving back to the community, 回馈社会, and in Chinese. Shirley and Kenny can explain to Chris what does that mean. You give it back to the society. I know that the ACF also at one point have a chef with no border and cook, raise money and do meals in Africa for the children there. And then recently we were also in the Aspen Food and Wine event, the gift presentation. So throughout the year, we also do things around the world. These are all around the world. And events in Malaysia, in Singapore, all of these events is called, this is what it is. It's Martin Yan's Culinary Tour 2025. And then we talk about things that people are starting to appreciate. This is the king of fruit, durian. It smelled like hell and it tastes like heaven. Once you like it, you can eat and you can enjoy it and use it in a variety of the dishes. So everywhere we go, we get on the air, we work with people, do fundraising event, raise money for the children, for the handicapped, for the orphanage. So all of these are events that we can do. I want to do is everywhere I go, we have this. So what I want to show you is when you are able to connect people, not just 1, 10, 20, but hundreds and thousands of millions of people, that we can make a much, much bigger impact. Just like I'm so glad that all of us get together to form under the big umbrella of ACF, we have ACA. And we hope not only the Asian culinary professional join ACA, but anybody, including Chris. I know you love Chinese food and you love Asian food. Maybe you can also join the subchapter of ACA, and we will make sure ACA it is growing and expanding and have more impact. We're going to have more impact, make it more impactful as a culinary professional. And of course, I mentioned earlier, I recently I was in Asia. I went to visit basically all the culinary schools, and I do lectures. I do seminars. Basically, it's just to try to inspire young people to stay in the business. That's the reason why we have the opportunity to work with Shirley at the CIA, as well as Johnson & Well, and also St. Thomas University with Kenny. So everywhere I go, I would work with chef students, just like Shirley, just like Kenny, all over the world. And we got a chance to meet with all kinds of people. We talked to chef students, and this are the recently. This is how powerful television is. Recently, I did an event. This is a fundraising event in Genting, in Malaysia, working with a chef, and the publicity we got is we host dinner like this. So basically, to conclude, I truly feel honored and privileged to be a part of ACA and ACF. And I'm quite sure this organization will continue to grow, to expand, to be a very important part of ACF worldwide. And Shirley and Kenny and myself are we're all very, very happy, excited, and also prepared to do more culinary tour of China and Asia in the future. Media in the chef, media in the culinary professional, media in the hospitality industry. Look at all these, look at Gordon Ramsay, Guy Fieri, Bobby Frey, and all these wonderful people, Randy, and now Chris, you have your own podcast, you hold your own, and now you're the star. So I think let us take advantage of the media in ACA, ACF, and the hospitality industry. And thank you for the opportunity given to me to share with all of you today. And I'm quite sure I look forward to be a part of ACA as well as ACF in the years to come. And I tell you, I don't even forget about the word retirement. I don't even want to slow down. I basically work 6 to 7 days a week. You asked Kenny how I worked when I was in Florida. After I fell down, I was in such a pain, excruciating pain. And then I worked for 3 days. So I think as a professional, when you respect what you do, and this is what we are here, is to work with each other, and let's put all our effort and all our energy and vision together and make ACA as a very important part, integral part of ACF, and make ACF to continue to grow to be one of the most influential culinary organization in the world. Thank you.
We'll see you on the July 31st,
Definitely. I will. In fact, I'll be there.
July 30th,
Hey,
30 and
those
31st. Tell
Kenny and
everybody.
you need some help, so I'll be
What-
there to help, because I think this is very important for ACA as well as ACF.
Well, tell everybody come to July 31st for lunch.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Chefs, I got some questions here for you, if you don't mind answering from the audience. My first question I found here was, what was the biggest sign you saw that made you realize Asian cuisine is becoming more popular in the U.S. than it had been previously?
For me,
For any of you, all of you.
okay. So I'm quite sure Shirley and Kenny and myself know when we first set foot on this great country, it's at the most about 2,000 or 3,000 Asian restaurants. They're all serving chop suey, chow mein, sweet and sour pork, and egg roll, and general house chicken, right? But now, right before the final count up, 2,000 Chinese restaurants, another 16 to 18,000 Asian restaurants, and it's growing. There are more and more Sichuan restaurants, there are more and more ramen noodle, there are more and more sushi bar, there are more and more hot pot, Sichuan hot pot, and there are more and more Nailan chicken rice, dumpling house opening all over. So I think the popularity is because Asian cuisine in general is very friendly to all palates. You can have hot and spicy food. You can have something light and prep. You eat with the season. For Cantonese cuisine, you eat with the season. You eat with the freshest. And we all enjoy the flavor. Many of the whether it's Thai cuisine, Vietnamese cuisine, and Cambodian and Malaysian, and the Sichuan cuisine, Shanghai, they're all very distinctively different. There's always something for somebody. That's why I think Asian cuisine, Chinese cuisine, Asian cuisine in general will continue to grow exponentially.
For my example, 30 years ago, when I first come a regular supermarket, you cannot even find a scallion or ginger. Now, today, there's a normal supermarket, even in Minneapolis, there's a whole shelf of Asian seasoning, soy sauce, Vietnamese chili sauce, Japanese horseradish, all this. I was standing there like, wow, that's big difference. That means the normal people pay attention on the Asian ingredients.
It's funny, Chef Martin and I spoke the other day about that, and I just in general, I remember back when I first started cooking professionally in the 90s, shiitake mushrooms were exotic. We had
Yes.
you had green bell peppers, and the other ones were more expensive. The colored ones were more expensive, and you're right. Now you can go to you go to Whole Foods and buy galangal if you want to buy it. You can't.
Yeah, I bought all the supermarket scallion, and my chef, the American chef, said, "Why you buy this much scallion, green onions?" I said, "You see later."
Yeah, in addition, pretty much all the 5-star hotels right now, they have, Asian, cuisine, Asian fusion, restaurants, which is, hard to imagine 10 years ago. So,
Well,
Right.
I actually believe Chinese and Asian cuisine will continue to grow, not only exponentially, basically like going to shoot up the sky, and will continue because it's something for everybody. Even the dumpling house, you can have different filling, you can different shape. You go to
Yes.
you go to Xi'an, the Terracotta Warrior. You can attend a dumpling banquet, 108 different type of dumpling, all handcraft. And
Even
this is, if we ever go to the China on the Canada tour, we must visit Chengdu. So we
2
go
hours
to,
high train, beautiful
right now,
train.
right, you can
Yeah,
go,
don't
you
need
can go anywhere with the high-speed train. And hopefully we're going to have a high-speed train from San Francisco to Florida or New York sometime soon.
well, I need one from San Francisco to Florida because otherwise it's going to take me about 7 or 8 days to get there by train, if not longer. um, if you could share one tip with a chef who is attempting to master Chinese cuisine, what advice would you share with them?
Shirley, you're the educator.
I think it's the flavors. The cooking method, we all, united almost the same. It's still different, but the flavors is the soul. And even flavors in China is different regional, just like our dialogue. Martin speak Cantonese, I don't understand, Cantonese or Guangzhou cuisine, Shanghai cuisine is so different. And the Vietnamese cuisine, Korean cuisine, you understand the flavors, you understand this soul of this cuisine. That's my opinion.
I totally agree. The cuisine is not defined by the ingredient that you use. Everybody use celery, tomato, onion. Everybody use ginger and garlic. Everybody use chicken and beef. What define the cuisine is the root, is the flavor profile. Each region, each country have very distinctive flavor profile, and that is the identity of the essence and the spirit of the cuisine. As long as you maintain that the essence and the spirit of these flavor profile, and I think that define the cuisine.
Yeah, ginger and garlic, I would say I've noticed proliferates in almost across every Asian cuisine, and probably green onions as well, but they're all completely different in how they use them though, and how those profiles and how they're cooked and when they're added, and I think
Yes.
it's culturally what makes them very unique. So I don't have my glasses today, so I'm going to be squinting to look at the question that's here. So if anyone notices today, there you go. Okay. So what do you think about the robotic or automatic wok in the industry, especially for the US market now?
Well, I think with the AI, with the technology, with the shortage of a workforce, and I think sooner or later, some form or the other, or one way or another, some form or different kind of form would incorporate into the Asian kitchen as well as the kitchen, a stir-fry worker. Okay, because it looks very simple, looks very easy. It's just about you got to be passionate about your food. You know how many times, how hot, how you control the heat. So I think in smaller town where there's very major shortage of workers, I think that might be. In fact, some of the places already using it. Give an example. In the old days, nobody want to use when you make a char siu bao, they all use by hand. When you make a knead the noodle in Xi'an, they all do it by hand. Nowadays, a lot of the people, they use a machine to do it first, and then you do the final touch, right? So I think in a sense, automation would be just like old days. Most of the Chinese chef, they refuse to even try the combi oven. Now you go to most of the hotel in China, all of the Chinese restaurant, they all use. In fact, Peking duck, some of those are done in the combi oven. And mix all of these. I think Shirley should know because she teaches in a leading culinary school in the world. Automation technology will be incorporated into our industry one way or another in the future.
I think the automation, the wok, replace the physical for the wok. But the soul still chefs make the menu, just like a Kobe oven. copy oven. You know, I went to Chicago, Rational oven. So they can do so many things. They wanted me to do stir fry. I said, how do I? We turn to the 550 or something. Try to make it stir fry, but like Martin said, when you work in a wok, flipping that when you add a seasoning, that's make it so different. You can't just toss everything, put in the oven, the high heat up. It's still different from the hand that one there. So I think like a hospital or a university, the massive production, that's very good for the production. But for fine dining, you still need your skills.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I myself is a pretty old school, style. I'm not very crazy about, throwing everything, and everything's automatically. I agree. I would love to see machine or automation to take over all these heavy jobs, slicing, cutting, chopping, those work. I really don't much, not change much, or even can even do much better job than, a manually do. But at the end of the day, as Chef Sherry mentioned, that when you come to certain levels, high-end restaurants, it takes a skill. It's not
I think,
automation can do anything.
yeah, I think I agree the analysis, but I think Shirley mentioned in the institutional feeding in big schools and the high-tech company, they're feeding 20,000, 35, 50,000 people in 1 hour. There's no way we can do what you and I and Shirley can do with a power wall, right?
Yes.
So I think the machine always, just like anything else in life, machine can replace, can be helpful in certain environments, certain situations. Mass feeding in schools and elementary school, high school, they're not gourmet diners, right? So, and also you need, if they have budgets, and you cannot hire a lot of workstation chef to try to cook for about 35,000 people.
Well, they're
So I
probably
think for fine dining, definitely it would be very hard to replace. But in machine, the technology with the today's progress, technological progress, somehow somebody going to develop something, things that we never imagined. Like how can you shoot a rocket up in the moon, and then when you come back and stay in the same spot?
Elon Musk.
Nobody ever think about,
Elon Musk.
imagine that would happen. So I think I totally agree. For high-end diner, fine dining, definitely it would be very hard to replace. You gotta have human touch, right? So, but when you do large scale production, I think that there might be a market for this kind of facility and equipment.
It's like any arts. You can have a painting, but you can have a printer, factory printer, all the kind of things. But a creator, you still need the artist to painting the
Never
things.
able to replace it.
Yes.
Well, chefs, we're just about out of time. Do you have any closing thoughts you want to share with our members before we close out?
I will leave. I'll leave Chef Martin to do the closing, to try to bring in more people to be paying attention, get to know about the ACA, and then as well as the supporting of the ACA, any activities we're going to have. We are planning to do many different things in order to specific the January 31st.
Well, actually, I think the purpose of all of us to decided to form the Asian Chef Alliance is under ACF. The purpose is, let us all put our effort and energy together, our talent and experience together, to promote Asian cuisine in general. And Asian cuisine, as I said, has become such a mainstream, a part of the everyday dining experience. So the more people understand Asian cuisine, work with the ACA, to learn and to find out more about Asian cuisine. I think is a very, very important, not only for ACA, but also for ACF. And we welcome not only the Asian chef, Asian culinary professional to be a part of the Asian Chef Alliance. We hope everybody, every member of ACF can be exchanged to learn from each other, to grow together, to have better understanding of very emerging and very, very popular cuisine available in the mainstream market as well as in the world market. And the more we know, the more we connect with people. So hopefully, not only all of us work together under ACF, but all the ACF members, young students, Shirley student, and then the friends. You know, you don't have to be Asian chef, Asian culinary professional to be a part of it, because we're all under the same umbrella of ACF.
Hello,
Agree, yes.
chefs. Thank you for an amazing presentation. Absolutely wonderful. And I know those members who watched this today were very enthralled by this. And I know the ones that are going to watch it afterwards are definitely going to be able to study this and learn so much from the three of you. So we appreciate just Chinese cuisine, but Asian cuisine in general with the ACF. So please be on the lookout, members, for the survey that you'll receive in the next day or so, which you'll need to complete earn your continuing education hours. We hope you'll all join us next month on August 20th as we revisit vegetables with a presentation from Farmer Lee Jones and Chef Jamie Simpson. Then, in honor of August trend, Chef Joe Parajaki is going to present a wonderful session about the art of pickling on August 27th. Visit the media tab on acfchefs.org to register for upcoming webinars. We also invite you to register for our 2025 ACF National Convention, where you can hear from a variety of expert presenters like them here, like these three here with us today, on trending topics for this year. This event's filled with a ton of educational presentations. The Asian Chef Alliance will be having a number of sessions on Thursday, along with our brunch that we'll be having there. So make sure you're there on Thursday. Lots of networking opportunities and delicious meals, and we hope to see you there. To learn more about the ACF National Convention, visit acfchefs.org. And to our presenters and my friends for bringing us this opportunity, and thank all of you members today for joining us. We all hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.